Hi, guys. If you're a man over the age of 50 and you are a millionaire or billionaire with belly fat, I want you to listen to this. You're going to see me do a review of a billionaire that is interviewed by the young man on Hard Knocks. He has a very big YouTube channel where he asks millionaires and billionaires how they made their money. But what I do as a elite men's health strategist who works with men specifically over the age of 50, I help men get rid of stubborn belly fat so that they can reverse health problems. So what I'm going to do is watch this video that the School of Hard Knocks did, and I'm going to comment on what I see maybe right or wrong with these billionaires when it comes to their health issues. So let me go ahead and add to the stage here. We're going to see this interview. Let me go ahead and get it started for you.
How you doing, sir? All right, perfect. All right, you guys, we are in, and we are right now in just a couple seconds going to be approaching the house of billionaire John Ruiz out here in Miami, Florida. All right, we're going to be interviewing him, like I said, guys, at his $175 million house, guys. Look, I've been to $1 million houses, $10 million houses. We're talking $175 million houses. This is about to be insane, you guys. Come on. All right, you guys, we just got to the house out here. Like I said, this is not a $10 million house, a $175 million house that we're about to go into and see, you guys. Come on. Hello. How are you? I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great.
We're here for John.
You ready to interview a billionaire?
Yes. This is our 41st one. We were just talking about. So
you're beating records.
Yeah. Thank you for having us out.
It's a pretty big house.
He's going to be coming out here.
He's going to be coming.
You know what's interesting about this? He's interviewed 41 billionaires, but this is the first billionaire he's ever interviewed that has a $175 million home. Something to keep note of, because we're going to talk about that in a moment.
Coming out.
How you doing, sir?
How are you?
Good, man. It's great to meet you, John.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having us out, man.
Welcome.
We were letting them.
Okay, before we go any further, me as a woman, when I see John Ruiz walk out, the first thing that comes to my mind is, man, this guy is built. I can tell he works out at the gym. And I hope you guys can see that because he's got some guns on him. He's looking fantastic.
No, man. You know that you were the 41st billionaire that I've interviewed on this channel.
I did. Okay. Well,
Yes, sir.
I'm happy you're a young guy and doing what you're doing.
Thank
It's
you,
great,
sir.
great work.
Can we check out the spot?
Absolutely.
So how long has this been home for?
I've been here about 6 years.
6 years.
I bought it and then I've done a lot of improvements to it.
For sure. First of all, growing up, did you have any idea? I mean, I've never seen a walkway like this in my entire life. Did you have any idea growing up that this was going to be possible?
No, you don't think about it.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here as they're in the walkway. What I want to point out is Mr. Ruiz has what I call the typical visceral fat problem. So you see this here? I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I am going over from underneath his chest and I'm going and outlining the bulge that he has on the front of his belly. And this bulge is on the top part of his stomach. And what I want you guys to realize here, why did I pick that out? Because actually, as you pass the top half of his belly, then the bulge disappears. You can see underneath here, it goes inward, meaning he doesn't have a low hanging belly. Now, let me give you an example. A lot of my clients come and tell me that they have what they call a Dunlop belly. They say, my belly Dunlopped over my belt. I know it's funny for them, but that's how they explain it. And what that is subcutaneous fat. That kind of fat is not dangerous, guys. That kind of fat is soft and squishy, and you can actually count on that fat to feed you during a famine. Now, granted, we live in a world where food is not a problem, and especially to a billionaire. He has no problem having access to food. But here's the problem that he has, is that belly of his, even though it's not very big, it's representative the fact that he has a lot of fatty liver. We'll go on more in just a moment on the fatty liver conversation.
But, this country's amazing. My dad was homeless. Came from Cuba with 5 kids, and I was the first one to ever go to college and much less higher education. So I went to law school.
So you didn't come from money?
No, I came from nothing. Literally started with a $800 credit card that my dad had given me with a Discover credit card. And
Now that is a great story, guys. The first one in the family to ever go to college and to start his business with such a low amount. He is an impressive man. Now, I have to say, I got my doctorate because I grew up in a family of athletes and I didn't want to have to compete with them. My family was so athletic that I knew that if I didn't do something spectacular, I would have to try to compete in athletics. So I just said, I'm lazy. I don't like exercise. I'll go be a doctor. And then that way they'll all leave me alone. Then that's why I became an eye doctor.
That's how I started back then. Got out of law school, went straight to open up my own firm, and I didn't have money to pay rent, so I gave hours of work instead of the rent.
So back then, you did trade some time for money.
Oh, absolutely.
Can we check out more of the spot?
Let's go do it.
Let's go check out the backyard, shall we?
Let's go do it.
Let's do it, my man. What would you say is the total valuation of this house?
Now, as he's walking, here's what I'm looking for as an elite health strategist. I'm looking to see if he has any back fat. And what I do see is a little bit right here. And you guys are probably saying, oh my gosh, Janina, you're so picky. What I'm looking at, if you can't see my cursor, is right underneath his left arm, right where the elbow meets the rest of his forearm. He's got a little bit of a bulge going on. That is what we call back fat. And back fat is an indication that he has more visceral fat. So again, like I said before, if you have belly fat in the front and below your belly button, that kind of fat is safer fat because that'll help you during a famine. What Mr. Ruiz is showing is that he works out a lot and he's probably burning off fat subcutaneous, but he's burning it off in the wrong way, which is why he's left with the back fat and the high upper belly visceral fat, which is not safe, not healthy.
You know, this is right now the most expensive neighborhood in the United States. The home's out at about 175 million right now. I bought it for 46 million and I've invested probably about another 20 into it. That alone is a big accomplishment, at least for me, you know, because I was born in the United States, the only one of the 5 kids. Little by little, you start learning. Here's what I can tell people. It takes the same effort to make $1 than it does to make 100 million.
Okay, I love that. It takes the same effort to make $1 as it does to make 100 million. As a men's elite health strategist, I will tell you, it actually takes less effort to get rid of belly fat when you know how to tap into your body than it does to try to work out at a gym, eat clean, food prep, and have supplementation and all these things that people overcomplicate health with. And here's what I will tell you. When it comes to overcomplicating things, it usually is because somebody either wants a gold star for all the hard work, or they're just barking up the wrong tree and thinking, well, it must be what I need to do because that's what everybody's telling me I need to do. And I'm here to tell you, no, it's easier to get rid of belly fat than you think because all the marketing is just trying to get you to buy their gimmick, their gadget, their potion, their powder, their pill. That's what it's trying to do.
It is. It's the same thing because the rules are the same. The laws are the same. It's just a bigger platform. Sometimes
the rules are the same. The laws are the same. It's just a bigger platform. So let me relate that to the body. You can't fool Mother Nature. Mother Nature has irrefutable laws because the human body is tied to Mother Nature. We're tied to the sun. We're tied to the moon. We're tied to the tides of the ocean. We are tied to the gravity from the gravitational pull of the earth. All of that comes into play when I teach my clients how to burn off belly fat without the need for going to the gym. Because when you understand the laws of nature and you don't break those laws, it's really easy to lose the belly fat without having to rely on willpower or fad diets or gimmicks or gadgets.
it's easier because the people that you're dealing with are at that level already and they understand.
And they move like that.
And they move quick and they know what they want to do, right? So that's one of the things you learn with time, that you don't really have to reinvent the wheel. You just got to do what you do. Now, innovation is different because to me, that is sort of trying to create a new wheel.
Let's check out the backyard, my man.
The way he says innovation is different. There's always somebody always wanting to innovate some new gimmick or gadget to try to sell you because their idea is the only way they make money is by selling you a product. And here's the difference of what I do. I don't sell you products. I teach you how to tap into the God-given gears of your human body, which is why if you look down at the logo, it's going to be a bunch of gears making the face along with the hat or the crown of a king, because you can be the king of your own body. Meaning, I tell my clients all the time, I'll teach you how to be the CEO of your own body so that you can be in charge of your own healthcare and how well your body functions until the day you are no longer on this earth.
Now, John, I got one last rule for all my interviews. There's no holding back. We're going to give the younger generation the blueprint on how to become not a millionaire, but a billionaire in today's world. Can we make that happen?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Do you think everybody's built for entrepreneurship?
No, it takes a lot of dedication, hard work, and a lot of sacrifice.
Did you sacrifice a lot?
I still do.
You still do?
I still do.
How old are you?
59.
Do you sleep a lot?
No, I sleep 3 a night.
Oh my God, he's only 59 years of age, and this is a big concern. At 59, with that much visceral fat around his liver, while his body is still looking really tight and muscular, I know that this guy probably has his own home gym in that $175 million compound of a property that he owns. But here's the thing. At his age, he says he only sleeps, 4 hours and a half? Sleeping very little is part one of his problems. Here's what happens, guys. When you don't sleep enough, you end up having your cortisol hormone rise. Cortisol makes your body hang on to fat. So there is Mr. Diaz's problem. Because he lacks the sleep that his body is requiring, his body is going into fight or flight mode. That is when cortisol shows up, because it fears that there is danger. When danger is feared, your body's going to shut down the fat reserves. That's why he's stuck and not able to get rid of that fat that you saw me point out in the beginning of the video.
I have 4 hours a night at most.
Dude, are you serious?
I'm serious. I really sleep 2 hours solid, 2 solid hours.
You can function, right?
And I can function right. Man, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't
Oh
do
my gosh, here's another one. This is why I do what I do. My family of athletes who ended up with metabolic disease didn't drink, didn't do drugs either. They didn't even drink coffee, which is why I do what I do now as a men's elite health strategist, because they ended up with the same problems most men end up with at the age of over 60. What is it? High cholesterol, high blood pressure, high blood sugar. My father ended up having to have a 4-way bypass after being a senior Olympian in road bike cycling. My brother ended up with prostate cancer and diabetes after being world's toughest cop in his late 50s and then breaking the world record on bench press and deadlift. So when it comes down to it, guys, don't think because your body looks strong on the outside that everything is good on the inside. And obviously, this billionaire thinks that he is able to function successfully on 4 to 4.5 hours of sleep. Well, he may feel that, but his body is telling a very different story in just looking at him.
anything that's toxic to my body. I try to work out, train, I eat well. One of the most important things that people need to understand is you have to be available. If you're not an available person, that people call you and you don't respond, and it's not going to work. I always respond to everybody. You text message me, I'm responding to you. The emails are a little different because there's so many of them. I get over 1,000.
Okay, so here's what I would do to help him. He said that he eats clean. You can eat clean all you want, but if you're not getting the sleep that you should have, eating clean isn't enough to help you overcome that cortisol release of not getting enough sleep. And not, by the way, if you don't sleep good or long enough one night, the very next morning that you wake up, you will already be in a heightened sense of the cortisol hormone running through your body, meaning everything that you do to eat that day will be packed on as fat, because when cortisol is present, it locks your food items into the fat storage rather than being utilized. And I'm pretty sure that Mr. Diaz, when he's working out, wants to continue to build more muscle. But unfortunately, with that little sleep he's getting, his body's saying, well, we can't make the muscle, Mr. Diaz, because you haven't slept enough. And right now we are in fight or flight mode. And when that happens, fat cells get locked after the food, clean food that he eats gets put into those fat cells. It's a unfortunate bad cycle that he's put himself in.
And something emails a day. So you'd monitor. I tell someone, you want to get to me? There's not one text message that I don't. By the time that I go to sleep or I wake up at 3, 4 in the morning, I'm responding to everybody's text message.
So being busy is not a flex.
No,
It's not.
no, it's not. It's just not.
So let me ask you this: among yourself and
Okay, first of all, I would tell Mr. Diaz he can use artificial intelligence today to answer those emails. He needs to create himself an AI agent, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not here to teach him how to do that.
all the billionaires that you know, what do they all have in common?
You got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And don't listen to the noise. Every single time I've had a business that's been successful, everybody told me it wasn't going to work. Everybody.
Why didn't you listen to them?
Because I listened to myself. If you don't believe in yourself.
Okay, I love when Mr. Diaz says, don't listen to the noise. That's what the whole point of this whole video is. I don't want you guys listening to the noise. The noise is saying, eating clean. Okay, there's a whole bucket of information I can go down, but we're not going to make this video super long. When you eat clean, but you eat under the stage of duress where cortisol is the #1 hormone running your body because of lack of sleep, no matter how clean you eat, that clean eating is going to be packed onto fat. And that is why probably, more than likely, Mr. Diaz has that visceral fat that is around his liver, that's pushing his abs forward, that's making that stomach of his high and pooching out just under his chest. And I'm sure if I were there interviewing along with this young man, I forget, I apologize for the School of Hard Knocks, but if I was there with him, I would touch Mr. Diaz's belly and I'm pretty sure it would be rock solid. That's what probably makes him think that he's fine. Now, if I were to touch the belly of the young man interviewing him, if you can see here, his belly fat is down here. You can see it poking through a little bit. Now up here, just under this young man's chest, you can see the shirt is kind of loose. He doesn't have belly fat up here because he's so young. I apologize. I should have looked earlier about how old he is, but I'm going to guess he's somewhere under the age of 30. And when you're that young, the belly fat doesn't pack on over the liver yet because he's young enough where he hasn't been on the earth long enough to become to a point of insulin resistance, which causes the belly to shift into the dangerous fat that a 50-plus-year-old guy has, which is up here right underneath the chest.
Yourself, and nobody else is going to believe in you.
There's a saying that money is the root of all evil. Do you think that money changes people or just amplifies who you already are?
I think a lot of times it changes people because it goes to their head.
Did you ever let it go to your head?
Never.
Why
Never.
not?
Because to me, money comes and goes. And I learned that I've had a lot, I've had a little, I've had to struggle. I still remember when I first got married, I didn't have $10 to go to McDonald's. Money's not that important to me. And by the way, you know why? Because I can go sell lemons in the corner and I'm going to make more money than anybody else. I have the drive and I know how to do it and I have the vision. I could lose everything tomorrow and probably in a year or two, I'll be back.
What's the biggest misconception people have about really wealthy people?
I think if you really divide society into three, you have the people that are doers, and I find myself as somebody like that. I'm not going to criticize Jeff Bezos, an Elon Musk, a John Morgan. Why am I going to criticize them? But there's people that...
Actually, I'll step in and criticize. Elon Musk took the Wegovy way out of his weight problem. He couldn't lose weight the regular way, tapping into the body, because obviously, unfortunately, he didn't have me to do an in-house call with him. So what he chose is the Wegovy pen, which is a GLP-1 drug. He injected himself with this pen, not knowing, or maybe he did know and he didn't care, that he was going to lose valuable muscle while he was losing the weight. And therein lies the problem when you try to use what they call a quick fix for weight loss, because weight loss is the wrong key performance indicator. He should have been trying to get rid of fat, not weight. Therein lies the difference.
Focus on criticizing the people that do 90% for your community or society, that are helping the masses. They don't do anything. Those people that criticize, they just criticize to be evil, and they talk bad about the people, and most of the time they don't even know them. They don't even know who they are as a human.
Oh, you know what? He makes a good point. I'm not criticizing Jeff Bezos to be evil. I'm criticizing Jeff Bezos because, no, not Jeff Bezos. I apologize. I'm not criticizing Elon Musk to be evil. I'm criticizing Elon Musk's decision to take the Wegovy because I think he's doing great for the masses and I want him to live a long, healthy life. Just as we lost Steve Jobs way too young, he ended up getting pancreatic cancer and dying. Now, why did he get pancreatic cancer? Well, I made a whole video about that. I won't go into it now, but long story short is it was those darn green smoothies. But that's a conversation for another day.
Why
are you hating?
Why are you hating? Because it's envy, and that's the two worst letters in the alphabet are the N and the V, and you put them together, it's envy.
But you don't worry about them. You don't worry about their opinion.
No, I do. At first, when I was younger, I did, but now I realize like these people don't pay my bills. They don't do anything, and at the end of the day,
Nobody else's thoughts ever paid my bills.
never pay your bills.
Now, I'm going to challenge you right now. Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you ever had. What is the greatest piece of advice you received throughout your career?
My dad. There's no bad business with a good man. There's no good business with a bad man. You're never.
Oh, I'm glad that he mentioned his most life-changing conversation was with his father. It was also for me. When my dad got out of ICU after having a 3-way bypass, knowing that he was a senior Olympian in road bike cycling, he asked me, why am I here? Why did this happen to me? Hence the reason my trajectory of my life changed when I had to answer that question for my dad, which is why I'm here today as an elite men's health strategist, telling you what I wish I would have known years ago before my dad had to have that 4-way bypass.
Fail.
Have you ever been over in business?
A million times.
Yeah.
But I harder.
There's no mercy for the competition.
No, I don't sleep, and I will. You'll pay.
How old are you now?
59.
Are you a good negotiator?
I won't say, but my partner says I'm the best negotiator he's ever met.
So give me your best sales and negotiation advice as a billionaire for the entrepreneurs out there.
You got to make the other person understand why what you have is valuable to them, not valuable to you. So when you make them understand that they need you and you don't need them, that's when you're going to make the best deal.
Let me ask you this. If me and you died tomorrow and you had one last message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
It's not about how great you are one day. My dad taught me this. You got to do it every day. One day somebody will wake up and I want to conquer the world, and then the next day they don't do it. I wake up every day with the same goal in mind, which is to execute.
You got amazing advice, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, brother, man. And I connect with all.
Okay, so I like the way he has that go-getter attitude. He wakes up every day. He wants to win. Unfortunately, somebody's given him the wrong information, because you can see here, and I'll point it out again, as he's shaking this young man's hand, you can really see the belly bulge that's going on right here. And that is a belly bulge that is over his liver, which is the largest organ of the human body. And if I could do anything to help Mr. Diaz, it would be doing an in-home 4-day visit where we go over his lifestyle, make those 1/4-inch tweaks that he needs. And it's amazing how fast the body can respond, and he can get rid of that belly fat that is causing damage, because that visceral fat is creating itself as another organ, and it's creating issues that at age 59 are just going to start compounding upon themselves. So anyways, if you learned something from this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that you can not miss another video. And I look forward to teaching you something new on the next one. To recap, what did I teach you on this one? That the belly fat that is below the chest but above the belly button is the dangerous belly fat, even if it's rock solid. Hopefully you'll understand to know that that is a sign of bad things to come when it comes to your metabolic health. And again, because I'm not your doctor, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your doctor when it comes to your decisions about what you make. And that's my disclaimer, so that I can have this video live on YouTube. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the